5 grid spots. With high track temperatures, it would be a tough race for the tyres. Rosberg made a decent getaway, but so too did Vettel and Alonso, while Di Resta moved ahead of Massa from 5th. Fernando found some space on the outside, which gave him the optimum position for turn 2. Vettel kept a watchful eye. Di Resta was 4th, but Massa and Sutil squabbled over 5th. Their improved pace in qualifying meant the Ferraris were able to fight at the front, but it didn't take long for Vettel to assert his authority and move back into 2nd. Massa and Sutil had come to blows, leaving the Force India dropping back out of contention. Gutierrez found himself on the back of a scrap between the Caterhams, Marussias and Verne. He gained a place at Sutil's expense, but had a narrow escape himself.
Front wing. Copy, box.
Vettel knew that Rosberg was likely to struggle with his tyres, but he couldn't afford too much time looking at his rear wing. Finally, he made it stick. He had to take control before Alonso also overtook the Mercedes.
Okay, Paul, so let's get ourselves past Rosberg.
Di Resta was now 3rd behind Alonso. But protecting the position wasn't the only thing on Ferrari's mind. His DRS was stuck open. He pitted and the team forcibly closed the rear wing. But when he used the DRS next lap, the wing had a mind of its own. So he came straight back to the pits. This time the message was clear: do not use DRS. Lap 31, Vettel still had a substantial lead. Two-stopping Di Resta was 2nd, from Raikkonen and Webber. But all eyes were on the battle for 5th between the two McLarens. Jensen was under huge pressure from his teammate. The 2009 champion had been the undisputed team leader at the first 3 events. Perez had a point to prove, and he wasn't afraid to make it.
He just hit me up the back. Calm him down.
Okay, Checo, make sure you look after the car. You're doing great.
I am losing a lot of time with this one.
Yeah, understood. You're doing a great job.
Can be paid as soon as possible. This is going to ruin my race if he keeps banging me.
Yeah, I understand, Jensen. Yellow G3, please. Yellow G3.
Jensen didn't need to worry. Perez soon had his hands full with the resurgent Grosjean. Button and Rosberg had just made their 3rd stop.
So close up and pass Massa. Button is the car behind you. He's pitted as well.
Another puncture for Massa meant it was a little less challenging than Mercedes expected. Felipe pitted for a 4th time. While Pirelli investigated another tyre problem. Vettel had such a margin that he was able to pit for a 3rd time without losing the lead. Now Grosjean was in from 2nd. It dropped him to 4th, just behind Di Resta. Girlfriend Laura Jordan knew that Paul's hopes of a podium were fading. his engineer remained optimistic.
Grosjean behind in P4 on a fresher set of medium tyres. Race on.
The Force India couldn't match the three-stopping Lotus and had to settle for fourth. Despite having no DRS, Alonso had passed Perez, but now Checo saw another opportunity to reclaim seventh, and his feisty approach didn't go down well with Fernando.
You push me out.
I think it's very clear in the image. It's very clear.
Hamilton and Webber had been squabbling over fifth position. Now Lewis was back on the attack. It looked like Lewis was through, but Mark wasn't just going to sit back.
Webber on older tyres is really struggling now. We can definitely get him by the end. Keep doing this. You're doing a really good job.
Perez was soon on the prowl. And it would be another disappointing result for Webber. Whereas everything fell into place for the number one Red Bull.
Sebastian, stay on the racing line. Stay on the racing line. Do not cross pit in, okay? Stay well on the left.
Fantastic, Seb. Fantastic. Great drive. I like your overtaking move, Seb. I told you it worked.
Sebastian celebrated his second win of the season. Second and third for Lotus was a great result considering where they had qualified. Vettel extended his lead in the title race. Raikkonen's ability to look after his tyres helped him to stop his way to another second place. The same couldn't be said of Rosberg. 4 stops and a lack of pace were disappointing for the man on pole. It was a timely return to form for Grosjean, while fourth for Di Resta moved Force India ahead of McLaren. Alonso rescued 8th despite not having DRS and making an unscheduled extra stop.